Hi guys, is this a case of here we go again? Now, I was speaking to a friend of the channel who lives in Indonesia, and he told us that most flights from his country to China have now been cancelled. There used to be hundreds of flights a week, now there are pretty much zero. Now, this is following the easing of restrictions in the country after public pressure to end the zero COVID policy there. Back in 2020, the response from the US and European countries was to restrict flights from Asia and China in particular. Now it seems to be happening again. And from an economic point of view, this would be an absolute disaster.
Just want to bring you some breaking news. We're just hearing that the United States of America has announced new COVID-19 testing requirements for travellers from China. That being because of the surge in infections that we've been hearing about coming out of the country. All air passengers from China aged 2 and older will be required to get a COVID test. That's 2 days before departure from China, and that is starting on January the 5th. So just to reiterate that bit of breaking news, that the United States of America has announced new COVID-19 testing requirements for travellers from China because of the surge in infections there.
Okay, if we go into another lockdown, there's a real fear that it could really damage the economy, because if we look at what's happening at the moment, many economies around the world are already in recession. At the beginning of 2020, it wasn't the case, but now a recession and probable restrictions, it's unbelievable the amount of economic damage that would do. And it may be the case that lockdowns will be required, because what's happened is, as we saw in China, they had a zero COVID policy. They attempted to eliminate it completely. The response from the public was a backlash. People were locked in their homes for months, and they couldn't take it anymore. And they started a number of protests against the government, against the authorities, and eventually the policy was changed. But now we're starting to see infections once again, and there's a risk that there is a new variant because of that, which will require new restrictions in Europe, in the US, in order to control this, and perhaps even lockdowns once again. Let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope that it isn't actually necessary, that the basic requirements, mask wearing and whatever, and testing will be sufficient in order to control this. Because as I said at the beginning, if there is another case of locking down, it's going to be detrimental to the economy, and it's going to lay off a lot of people who are already struggling to survive. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.